Okay, video number 2. How to make fresh homemade pancakes. So this is something that I've done for years already, and the kids always ask me for pancakes, and I probably do it at least twice a week. So let me explain what I'm doing, obviously. I just put half a cup of all-purpose flour in this bowl, and I'm going to put half a cup of whole wheat flour in the bowl. Thank you. And
Be right back.
all right. Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of quick cook oats into the mix for a little extra texture, and obviously it's really good for you. We love oats. So to that I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now all my ingredients are organic. I'm not sure you can get organic baking powder, but it is at least non-GMO. Then to that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt and that's sea salt I like to use, and a tablespoon of sugar. This is organic cane sugar. What else am I missing? Okay, and then I'm going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Just wasn't enough there. I like to use the unsalted butter. That way I'm just not adding more salt than I feel like I really need. Okay, so while that's melting, I'm gonna grab a fresh egg from our hens in the backyard here. So that's all your dry ingredients. It's just flour, oats, baking powder, salt, and sugar. And that's what we have right now. So we're gonna mix that. You know, this is so easy, and I don't know why people go through the trouble and spend all the extra money on mixes. This is, I mean, really nothing. Okay, so this is from our Cuckoo Moran, and she lays these nice dark brown eggs, and I give my chickens organic feed, so that's an organic egg. And the eggshell is going to go in our earthworm bin. So I try not to waste anything. Okay, so our butter's still melting. And I'm just going to mix that egg up a little bit so we don't wind up with any weird egg cooked parts in the middle of a pancake. It's happened before, and my daughter really doesn't like it. Okay. So you can either make these like a plain pancake, or you can add apples. I'm going to add apple to it because the kids love that. You can do banana, blueberries, any fruit really. This pan I'm using, this is an all-clad pan. I like it. I don't really have sticking problem with these pans, and I really don't like to use that Teflon stuff. You know, over time it starts to chip and winds up in your food, and who wants that? Okay, so I'm going to add the melted butter. And then I'm going to add some milk. Sorry. So you're just going to add enough milk till it looks like it's at a pourable stage. Sorry I had to take that off camera. I don't really have enough room on the counter here for the milk. So that's too thick. But I like to add a little bit at a time so I don't wind up with big clumps in there. As you can see, it's a little too thick for me. So here we go. Okay, so that looks about perfect. So if you wanted plain pancakes, you'd be ready to go now. So if you can see, that's like the perfect consistency. But my kids want some apples in it, so I'm going to peel this apple. And give the peels to the chickens. I could put it in the worm bin, but the fruit always attracts the fruit flies. We have fruit flies in this house no matter what we do. And you'd know when you see them that they're really well fed. They're probably the world's biggest fruit flies. Just the compost laying around attracts them. And I try to get them outside as quickly as I can, but it doesn't always work out that way. So. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to cut little bits of apple right into the mix, right into the batter. So this recipe is actually a half a recipe. I only have 2 kids, so So this is really enough for them, and then usually I wind up with maybe 4 pancakes at the end too. I always give them first serve. This is actually an organic apple too. It comes from upstate New York. I bought a box of organic apples from a farm through a co-op. So there's our apple bits. And then we're going to melt some more butter. Keep it from sticking to the pan. And now I have the stove on medium heat. Too high and we'll have a burnt outside pancake and a mushy inside pancake, but I found that medium heat is really the best temperature for this. And if I can just find my small ladle. Let's see. Okay. And here I like to ladle the batter in. This pan is big enough to get 4 small to medium sized pancakes cooking in at one time. There. And I'll just